Good day, Archie students. My name's Kyle. Welcome to the Successful Archie Students podcast. This is episode 38, I believe. I'm starting to lose count. Today is a really exciting episode. I'm going to be talking about the 5 habits every architecture student needs to know. I've got an extra bonus tip at the end as well, as usual, so stick around and let's get straight into it. Oakley dokley. So tip number 1 is to always be on time. This is something I used to always struggle with. This was a bad habit I had, which was to be late to my lessons, be late to my Zoom meetings, be late to my submissions, be late on my deadlines, be late to pretty much everything because it's a habit, which is why this is called the 5 habits every architecture student needs to know. So being on time is a habit. If you're always being late to stuff and getting stuff submitted late or being late to anything in the world, it's because you've made it a habit either consciously or subconsciously. And this is something I started talking about in the last episode, which was talking about these habits and being consciously aware of the things you're doing every single day. So if you haven't checked that out, go check out that episode. But be on time, because this can be one of the biggest things that make you stand out from other students, because let's be real, the competition out there is not that high. You know, a lot of students are late to classes. Most students don't rock up on time. So when you're sitting there in your lecture 5 minutes before everyone else, or 5 minutes before the lecture starts, you're going to be one of those students that stands out. And what happens when your teachers see this, and then at the end of the year, they've been approached by one of their friends who is an architect, who says, "Hey, you're a lecturer at this university. Could you point me in the right direction of a student who is looking for an internship or who wants some work experience in the field?" Well, guess who they're going to be thinking about? They're going to be thinking about that kid who's sitting in the front row 5 minutes before everyone else got there and is on time to everything. So, yep, that's tip number 1. The habit number 1 is to be on time. And this is a habit, because if you're always going to be late to something, this is going to be something that happens over and over. So you need to get out of that habit, and you need to start just saying to yourself, would you rather be 10 minutes early or a minute late? And if it's the latter, if you would rather be a minute late, then you might want to rethink that. So tip number 2 is to listen. And this means to listen to other students or other teachers on your critiques. I don't know how many times I've seen in a critique, I've seen other students presenting, and then it comes to their feedback time, and rather than listening to the teachers and the feedback they're giving them that could be super helpful for moving forward in the next submission, instead they're trying to defend it, and they're trying to give reasons as to why the design is the best. When really, we are students, we need to be listening to this advice from the teachers, from the professionals who've been out in the field, who are doing it themselves, that have this knowledge already. So to listen to others, to not just other teachers on critiques, but to listen to other students who have feedback on your design. You know, you don't have to take on board everybody's opinion about your project or about some advice for life, but it's definitely going to be a great habit to listen to what they have to say, and you can then filter out what's important or what's not. But it's just important that you're listening to other people and getting a different take that's not your own on the things that are happening around you. So that's habit number 2, is to listen. Moving on to number 3, this is to get plenty of sleep. And this is a bit of a cliche. This was bound to be in this episode. I'm sorry, but I've got to say it. Get plenty of sleep, 6 to 8 hours every night. There's no excuses here. If you're forcing yourself to work all through the night, you're just going to wake up the next day and be unproductive. And it's just not a great habit to have. So it's a great habit to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, so you should definitely try and implement this into your life. And it's definitely doable. If you're telling yourself you've got too much work to do, then you need to reorganize the way you're spending your time, and you need to restructure your daily routine to incorporate having 6 to 8 hours in your day. So habit number 4 is to be proactive, not reactive. You might be thinking, what's the difference between being reactive and proactive? And the thing is, let's think about the example of when you're opening up your phone. You might go on Facebook and you just start instantly reacting to things, and 30 minutes goes past and you realize, where the hell is my time gone? Because you've just been reacting to everything that's been put out in front of you. Being proactive is knowing what you're spending your time on, rather than just defending all these things that are coming at you. Imagine you've got a sword and a shield and you're just fighting off all these different deadlines and different goals that are coming at you, and you need to get all this stuff done. Rather than being reactive, you're being proactive and you're attacking things. Rather than being on the defense, you're on the offense. I said that super weird again. I do this every video. I always say something super weird, or just in a weird way. Offense, not offense. I guess you can say it either way. Where am I going with this? Who knows? So the idea is to be proactive rather than reactive. And let's move on to number 5, which is to practice new things, to not get stuck on a single way of doing something. You know, if you're really good at Revit and you've got an assignment coming up where you have to design some kind of building and you realize that Revit's not really the right tool for it, well, this is a great opportunity to try something new. Maybe your teacher's really good at using Rhino. This is the perfect opportunity for you to learn that, and rather than sticking to your guns and using the tools that you already have, maybe it's a good idea to broaden your tool set and to try new things. And maybe using Rhino you're going to find is a lot more easier than using Revit. Maybe not, but you wouldn't know unless you tried it. So it's definitely worth practicing new things and not just getting stuck on a certain way of doing stuff. So that was 5 habits architecture students need. I've got a bonus tip for you as well, a bonus habit, which is to eat healthy, because it's seriously, you know, what you put in is what you're gonna get out. If you find that you're always tired or you're always stressed or you're always just uncomfortable, it's more than likely just a case of not getting enough vitamins and minerals to keep you going. So that's my 6th tip for you, a little bonus hack, what's this video called? Bonus habit. So give that a go, eat healthier, because it's definitely going to affect the way that you're living your life, and it's probably the biggest thing you can do as a student is just to eat healthy, get plenty of sleep, and then practice the other 3 or 4 habits that we've talked about in this episode. So I encourage you guys to give that a go. Give those 6 habits a go. If you guys find it's not for you, chuck them out of your life. If you find it that they start working for you, you can adapt them to your daily routine and your daily habits. And I just want to thank you guys so much for making it all the way through. You guys are the true champions. You're the true architecture students who are successful. So thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a button down the corner here, or maybe that side. Give the video a thumbs up. It really does help me out, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Successful Archi Students Podcast. Yeah.